We will be solving the multi-threading odd even problem. So the problem is, this is very general multi-threading interview question that you have to print numbers from 1 to 100 in sequence, but odd number should be printed in separate thread and even number should be printed in separate thread, but the output should be in sequence. For example, like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like this. So we will solve this problem using semaphores. So semaphores is a concurrent programming concept. So what actually semaphore says is, so there is something called permit with semaphore. So when you initialize semaphore, something like this, you give permit. For example, if I give one permit, then let's suppose if this semaphore is given to 2 threads and both thread have code like this, and here the remaining code is, so only one thread will be allowed to acquire this semaphore and move ahead. So the rest of the thread will wait at this point until some other thread, the thread which has acquired it, can do something like semaphore dot release. So you can think of this as something like a database resource. You have database resource, some database, and a lot of people, clients want to connect it, but you can only allow 100 connection at a time and you want other connections to wait. So what you will do is you will initialize semaphore with 100, and whenever somebody wants to connect to database, you will call semaphore.acquire. So, and whenever somebody disconnects, so you will call semaphore.release. So when the semaphore acquired count will release 100, the other will wait. So as the clients will release the semaphore, the waiting client will acquire it. So it is kind of to limit how much a particular resource can be used. Yeah, so let us start with our code. Let's write main method. So one thing that you can always do with any interview multi-threading question is, first just forget about multi-threading. Straight away write code which just prints whatever is required, irrespective of sequence. Okay, so I will just first create 2 threads and print odd and even number. Executor service. Okay, then we need to give it to thread executor dot y. Okay, executor dot submit, and we can give it odd, and we can also create another method, print even, and let's create this method, print odd, and another method, print even. This won't return anything, and let's remove these lines. and write code. And we need similar code here also, and is not equal to 0. I am moving print odd above print even because 1 to 100, so odd will be printed first. Okay, so we have, and let's do dot shutdown. Okay, let's run this program. Okay, so we have our numbers printed, but the problem is they are not in sequence. So there were three conditions. Odd number should be printed in separate threads. Number should be printed in sequence. So only two conditions actually. So now one condition is fulfilled. So numbers are getting printed in two different threads, print odd, print even. But the main issue that they are not getting printed in sequence like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's use semaphore. So what we will do is we will use two semaphores. So we will be passing two semaphores to both this method, and uh, before doing system.println, so both of these line will try to acquire semaphore, and after printing it line, they will release one of the semaphore, which will be required by the other method. So in short, you can say that you are two friends, and you both of your friends are trying to execute an action. So both of you have been given two semaphores, and you acquire first semaphore, and then your other friend is uh, will wait for you to release his semaphore. So you will release his semaphore, and he will release your semaphore. So let's do this in practice, then you will understand more. Okay, so we are passing 1, 2, and here also we will pass semaphore 1 and 2. Let's change that. Let's change method. Okay. Now what we will do here before printing is, so print odd will acquire semaphore 1. Okay, it surround with try catch, and let's move to different method because try catch just looks a bit ugly in between. And let's move it to end. Yeah. So it will acquire semaphore 1, and print even will acquire semaphore 2. Okay. Now since see here, so 1 will be printed, then what it will do is it will release semaphore 2. Okay, and here it will release dot release And since we want odd number to get printed first because one is odd number, so here we will write semaphore2 dot acquire. Yeah. So see what let us do dry run. So here semaphore, both of the semaphore has permit of 1. So semaphore 2 is already acquired, so it doesn't have any permit, and semaphore 1 has 1 permit. So both of this thread will be called. Both of thread will reach this line, acquire semaphore 1 and acquire semaphore 2. But since semaphore 2 is already been acquired outside, so here it will wait, and this will be semaphore 1 will be acquired and 1 will be printed. Here it will be acquired and here it will print 1. Now it will release the semaphore 2 and wait for semaphore 1 to acquire again. Now the moment semaphore 2 will be released, it will be acquired here and it will be waiting for semaphore 1 to get released. Here it will release semaphore 1, then this will acquire. So basically they are passing ball to each other. So one will acquire semaphore and other will release its semaphore. Okay, now let's see if our code is working fine. Yeah, see now the numbers are printed in correct order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this was how you could do this odd even problem using semaphore.